Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm Skull902, and this is the finale of Super Mario World Part 13. We're going to be going through the special world in this part, and it's a very interesting world. I said last time that some of the levels were ball-bustingly hard, and that's fairly true. But you do get some breaks in there as well. I probably should have mentioned that. The text blurb here has a good explanation of the world and what it's all about, but you complete it and you get a nice secret special surprise, which I'm actually only going to be partially showing in this video. The rest will be shown at a later point, but not only are we going through the special world here, but we're also going to be going through the final boss, Bowser. And yeah, I totally messed up with my words there, but fight against Bowser, rescuing the princess. That's the point of this part here today, as well as the special world. So hell yeah. The first level here, groovy, not too bad. It's a pretty standard level. I don't know why I was making Luigi fall slowly there so that I wouldn't hit the Koopa and, get all embarrassed. Just losing immediately. But I think I do anyway, yeah. With this guy. Oops. But no, it's a fun, challenging world, especially if, like, you're kind of used to how Super Mario World works, and want just a little bit more. You play these levels, and again, like I mentioned in the previous part, along with Star World, it adds a nice bit of replayability. Oh, it's gnarly, Jesus. Groovy's later. It adds a nice bit of replayability. You'll notice that crossfade cut there. This is Tubular, and this is the hardest one of these levels, in my opinion, aside from what I think is actually groovy. But usually in Tubular, you get across these things with a balloon power-up. Just as a test, because I was having so much trouble doing this fucking level, I decided to see if I could do it with a blue Yoshi, and lo and behold, I could. So, fuck those balloon power-ups, man. If you want to do this with, as little difficulty as possible, blue Yoshi. There is a third way to doing it, but I don't quite remember what it is. So, I mean, if you want to bust your balls, you use the balloons, but blue Yoshi is my method. So, as we go off into Way Cool, you'll notice that these levels have very, surfer slang, sort of dude bro sort of language here for their names, which I find kind of entertaining. But as we get into, the thick of this world and everything, and it is Christmas, I want to start talking about the Super Mario World Christmas episode, the night before Cave Christmas. And I'm going to have to do it fast because there are other things that I want to talk about doing this during this part. But, Oogtar is a little bastard, as I've mentioned before, and the episode starts off with a nice demonstration of that. He and Yoshi fight over a barbecue dinosaur rib. Which I guess means Yoshi's a cannibal. Well, it's not a specifically Yoshi rib, so I don't know. But Yoshi ain't no vegetarian. I'll just say that much. But they're fighting over it, and Mario very clearly lets it... Jesus, that was a close call. Mario lets it known that Oogtar is the one that kind of started it, because he's like, Oogtar's been picking fights with Yoshi like, fucking crazy. And then Luigi points out, it's not just Oogtar. And, it's shown that perhaps Oogtar's behavior has been rubbing off on the other cave people, because they're all fighting as well. Okay, I didn't catch the name, but this is the one that I was thinking of. This one's really fucking difficult, but thankfully I pulled some sick moves in order to make it through. But Luigi, he points that out, and so Mario comes up with the idea, everyone's nice to each other around the holidays, wouldn't that be cool? Luigi's like, Mario, you fucking psychopath, it's the middle of August! But, they go along with this plan anyway, because, we want everybody acting nice to each other. So, Mario inducts Cave Christmas. He tells Yoshi and Uktar about it. Uktar is none too pleased, but, he's gonna make an attempt because he wants toys from Santa Claus and all that. Look at this. I'm, like, amazingly impressed with how well this went, because it could have gone totally bad. But Uktar keeps being a little shit, because as the Marios and the princess are making the toys to be delivered, Awesome, that was the name of the level. And now we actually get to Groovy. Great. But, like, Uktar, spies on them making toys and whatnot. He causes problems. But it's Cave Christmas Eve eventually, and Mario and Luigi are getting ready to load the sleigh and whatnot. And there was a pretty great exchange, actually. Mario is basically just like, doesn't this remind you of how things are in Brooklyn, Luigi, for Christmas, or, whatever? I worded it way worse than Mario did, but you get the gist. And Luigi just, like, turns to him and is just like, not really. It's such a fantastic line delivery on Luigi's part. Oh, man. I fucking love him. But, Uktar sneaks in. And, he's like, I want all the good presents. So, he decides that he's gonna just, go into the bag and take what's his. This whole time, Koopa's been, like, keeping his eye on the Marios and their wacky Christmas holiday plans. Along with Bully Koopa. And he's like, fuck this, I'm taking these for myself. Not realizing that Uktar is in the bag. And he takes him to his castle, realizes that Uktar is there. They have, like, a bit of a scuffle over a present, which is meant for Bully. It turns out to be a Babam, and Uktar, for as much of an annoying little fucker that he is, actually brings up a good point. Koopa says the present is for Bully, and it's a Babam. And then Uktar is like, you give Babam to own kid? Oh, that was a nice save for Yoshi. Me glad you know Uktar's dad, or whatever the fuck. It blows up in his face, there's a chase scene, and Koopa eventually captures Uktar and is about to, like, feed him to a Tyrannosaurus, like, on a string. And he sets, like, a candle fire there so that the rope burns slowly and everything. And he gives this great line. Uktar's, like, fucking complaining and begging for his life. And then Koopa's just like, Uktar spelled backwards is rat goo. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But, it's wonderful. I love it. Mario notices that the bag of toys is missing, gathers Yoshi up with the sleigh, with wings, funnily enough. Though, he does have to fly the sleigh around, so it makes sense that he has the wings, but, it's irony considering all the explanations I've been doing in this part and the last one. But, he gets Yoshi together. They rush into the castle. There's another one of those ugly-ass songs that plays during a chase scene. They find Uktar, and Mario rescues him. Uktar thinks Mario is Santa, because he's dressed up as Santa. And, Uktar is basically like, yeah, I did bad, sorry, Santa. And, like, Mario retrieves the gifts. They all, like, go home. Uktar shows some maturity by being like, you know what, you saved me, and I was being bad. You know, saving me, that's present enough. And Mario's very impressed by that, so he gives Uktar a gift. The next morning, Uktar notices that Mario did not give himself a gift, so he gives a gift to Mario, you know, waking him up and being like, hey, happy, you know, Merry Cave Christmas and all this. And then Mario delivers the line, you know, wouldn't it be great if every day were Christmas? And the question festered in the minds of people everywhere for the next 10 years until it was finally answered in the Fairly Odd Parents Christmas special, Christmas Every Day, where it was in fact proven that no, it would not be great if Christmas were every day. Mario is an idealist and does not think realistically. We gotta change that. We gotta convince Mario to, you know, start thinking a little more realistically, because, you know, if he keeps on with this deluded mindset that he's been living with throughout his entire life, then he's not gonna make it very far, no matter how big of a hero he is. It's a very depressing tale. But yeah, that's the episode, and you know, in the spirit of Christmas, I thought that it would be pretty fun to talk about. The next thing that I wanted to bring up actually was something that I forgot in one of the previous parts. The sort of development of Super Mario World. Why did I even say sort of? But like the development and the marketing. I just want to get into that fairly quickly here. You know, it started basically as soon as Super Mario 3 was released. So in like 1988, they got like the earliest, you know, development kits and everything for the Super Nintendo. The development tools weren't even like fully developed yet and everything. They had to do a lot of guesswork in order to make the game work. So the first thing that they did as a test was porting over Super Mario 3 to the Super Nintendo. And, you know, that might have been the basis for the Mario All-Stars compilation, come to think of it. But, you know, they saw, like, you know, the new graphics were impressive and everything like that, but they noticed something distinctly missing. You know, they felt that with the new technology offered to them, that the whole experience should be new. So they scrapped the Mario 3 engine and just created everything from scratch. And you know, that's a pretty fucking cool tale. You know, not surprising in the least. Mario World does feel pretty different, if not similar, but, you know, pretty different in its own way. But yeah. Also, this level, it introduces green berries, which I always thought were apples because of their fucking size, but they add more time to your timer. 20 seconds, I believe it is. And there's an interesting glitch that you can do with them, which I will show in the extras. So, you know, a lot of ingenuity went into making Super Mario World because, again, they were faced with not having, you know, the completed development tools and everything. Plus, Super Mario World is an interesting case of a game because in Japan it was released before Sonic the Hedgehog, and in North America it was released afterward. So for the North American launch, they had to contend with the mark that Sega had made on, you know, the market with the release of Sonic 1. Sega had gone around promoting their game throughout the summer of 1991, like going to shopping malls and doing these events and stuff where they would compare the two games and be like, "Yo, look at this Super Mario World. You know, this is the same old shit you've been used to, right? Mario's slow. Sure, he can jump high, but you know, that can only be successful for so long. Look at Sonic. He runs fast. You know, look at these fucking loop-de-loops, man." So presumably they only showed Green Hill and Starlight Zone. But you know, it did make kind of an impression because Sega systems for the longest time actually did outsell Nintendo in North America. It wasn't until the very end of the system's lives that the Super Nintendo eclipsed the Genesis. It's kind of like the Xbox 360 and PS3 in a way. But oh, should you make it past these charging chucks, the game will let you know that you are a super player. And I fucking love this message here. I always leave these coins undisturbed because it's such a nice little sentiment. But yeah, so like Nintendo had a bit of struggling going on there with Sega. But you know, despite the fact that the sales perhaps could have been better, it's not like Mario World sold like shit. You know, the game was instantly recognized as a classic and whatnot. And also, here's the reward. We get like a fall theme here. Also, hi Mario. But you know, it's just really fucking cool. You know, that Nintendo was able to you know, sell well despite the efforts from their competition, which were, you know, pretty good efforts. And also, Yoshi, I'm sorry I'm leaving you behind. I do want the standard green Yoshi for this. It's the one I started out with. It's the one I'm ending with. You know. But yeah, so just a little bit of insight into the console war as well when this game was coming out in North America, because Sega pulled an interesting trick, and you know it did cut into Nintendo sales, but you know, being the giant with the reputation that they had, you know, didn't quite work out. But we're on to the last level now. I'm not going to be going through the front door because there are like 8 mini levels in there. And I can only play through 2 at a time, so I'm gonna show those off in the extra video. You know, since Bowser's a fucking dumbass anyway and has, you know, just open access to the back door of his castle, why not punish him for it? By taking it. So, yeah, final level here. Pretty goddamn hype. What you want to do is activate this so that you can like actually see. I'm going to be getting some slowdown here, and I think that's because they didn't like have the full development tools like I mentioned earlier, so they probably would have been able to find a way around that, like if the game had been developed later. But as it stands, that's what we got. But here we are, everybody. The final boss fight. Oh man, it is so fucking hype. You know, out of all the fights against Bowser that I've played, this one is easily my favorite. Mario 3 is also pretty good, but this one like takes it up a whole nother notch. Which is kind of how I would describe the step up from Mario 3 to Super Mario World. But yeah, I do start this one off kind of slow, and I do get hit at one point. But you know, it's a 3-phaser. Bowser here. The first thing that he's gonna do is just, you know, swing around like this normally. He'll stop every once in a while to throw Mecha Koopas at you. And typically what I like to do is just kind of stay in one place. And you know, take a Mecha Koopa and then throw him up in the air. But for whatever reason, I was having some trouble in the early goings of this fight. So I don't really regain my bearings until after this hit. But thankfully I was able to, you know, to do that. Otherwise I wouldn't be showing you this footage right now. But in between the phases, he's going to send down these fireballs. You can spin jump on them and be totally safe, but make sure that you're clear of his propellers because they will damage you if you jump into them. In the second phase, Bowser homes in on you. So what I like to do is just stand around on the one side here. He's going to drop this like giant-ass bowling ball, basically. And it takes either a spin jump or a carefully controlled normal jump, which is what I prefer doing. And again, I just kind of like keeping him to the side. I don't like having 2 Mecha Koopas on screen during this part. You know, just for the sake of ease. You know, so that there's like less things that I have to keep track of. But, you know, wash, rinse, and repeat, basically, on this part. It's fairly standard, as far as like boss fights go, especially in this phase. But yeah, I do find it kind of hard to like throw them up in the air. Sometimes you just see me drop them, and I don't know if that's just like a me thing. But like sometimes I swear I'm holding up, but you know, Mario or Luigi or whatever will just drop the fucker. So you got to have a good hand on that as well, because like you can just defeat this guy by like standing still, holding up, and you know, throwing the Mecha Koopas up, which is what my brother did, and I'll get into that story. But it's a lot easier to jump into it. So yeah, the third phase, Bowser's gonna jump around, and if a Mecha Koopa is deactivated and the propeller gets on it, you lose the Mecha Koopa. So, you know, be careful about that. There's an example of that. If you stand in the corners, you're safe. He shouldn't be able to get you if you're standing, like, on the very edge of the screen. But, he's gonna bounce around, and this is easily, like, the most nerve-wracking, portion of the boss fight. You know, like, look at how much trouble I'm having. It's absolutely insane. Typically, what I like to do is let him bounce like 2 times and then run over to the other side. But oh man, I'm having so much difficulty here. So again, just let him bounce like a couple times if you're on the opposite side of the screen, and just, you know, try to avoid him as much as you can. Again, if you stay on the sides of the screen, he won't at all be able to hit you with his propellers. And you know, with a successful effort, you save the princess, and god damn it, the game isn't giving us any fucking respect. This isn't Mario, it's Luigi, god damn it. But yeah, you know, even though Luigi doesn't get his respect, we have successfully saved the princess, and I think that she can tell the difference between red and green. So at least we have the princess's respect, and the princess is a revered figure. So, you know, fuck the narrator for this game. We have the princess's respect. But yeah, that's Super Mario World. Bowser has been defeated. Yoshi's friends, as we'll see, have been rescued. And as we get into this fucking beautiful, absolutely wonderful sounding credits song, I need to summarize my thoughts on the game, because, my god. You know, I kind of alluded to it earlier, but my opinion is, you know, like, Super Mario Bros. 3 is a fucking great game. It is a masterpiece. This game takes what Super Mario Bros. 3 had and doubles it. You know, it is easier, so it's a little more accessible to, you know, beginners and players who just aren't terribly skilled. Cough, cough, me, cough. But, you know, don't let that fool you. You know, it is a little disappointing that the variety in power-ups is kind of, like, taken away, because Super Mario Bros. 3 had more, but I don't think that with the game's levels that it really necessitates having the more specialized power-ups that Mario 3 had. I think that it takes the simplicity that it's given and makes something absolutely incredible with it. You know, simplicity drives creativity. Or I should say, oh shit, he was the producer. Oops. Never mind me. But, like I said, limitation, or simplicity, whatever, drives creativity, and I think that the people behind this game understood that concept to a fucking T. They made something with extremely tight controls, masterful level design, great gimmicks. Like Yoshi is such a fucking great addition to the franchise. There's a reason that Yoshi, after this game, became a permanent addition to the Mario roster. There's something just so great about Mario being able to, ride on this dinosaur who eats up enemies and stuff. It feels very natural to the Mario universe for like the evolution of its power-ups and gimmicks and what have you to introduce something like that. And the enemy selection, as we're seeing right now, it's very varied. It introduced us to a few iconic ones such as Monty Moles, and familiarized us with others like Pokies. It gave us a really interesting variation on things, like the different colored Koopas, with the addition of yellow and blue. And it gives us great replay value, like I said before. Not only are we getting like extra levels with the Star World and Special World, but you also get the reward of the different Yoshis who have different abilities from the standard green one. And it's just it's such a smart game with what it does. And its presentation is absolutely fantastic. I gushed over the music in one of the earlier parts. There's just so much reason to want to come back to this game, and I first played it 19 years ago, and I'm still coming back to this game. My absolute favorite game ever. The best 2D platformer ever made, in my opinion. It's just so fucking fantastic, and I could go on and on about Super Mario World and what I think about it like purely as a game, but also at the end screen here it just stays like this, so you're gonna have to like turn off the console or reset it in order to start the game back up again. That counts for the normal one as well as the version here in Super Mario All-Stars. So it's one of those titles. But it's not just this great game, right? It's a great game that I associate with a hell of a ton of just incredible memories. I can still remember the title screen, seeing it for the first time, booting it up on that Christmas day 19 years ago. And just seeing that alone, telling me that this was going to be like the best of all the Mario games in this compilation, which is great because I liked all the other ones anyway. So to know that I was going to like this one even more, hell yeah. But like the game gives you this nice introduction and the presentation and everything. My first impression of it was great. I mentioned my brother's original playthrough and the conversations that we would have and whatnot. My first time beating Iggy Koopa, my two brothers were watching me do it, and they actually applauded and congratulated me because I was the last one to do it. So they were kind of proud of me for being able to do it. And then later on in life, I would still crack attempts at beating it. I remember one time. In 2004, so a few years later, my mom played it with me one day when I stayed behind from school because I think I was sick, to make me feel better. And then later on, discovering the Star World, or my little brother did, but discovering the way out of the Forest of Illusion, and my older brother sort of commandeering the save file when I couldn't beat Wendy's Castle. And he was the one that originally fought Bowser and beat him. I mentioned that during the Bowser fight. He didn't know to jump and throw the Mecha Koopa. So it took him a while to figure out how to just beat him from a standstill, but he fucking did it. And that was the first time that I saw the ending and the credits and everything, and it was like really gratifying, even though I started that save file and he had to do the rest to see that. And then he liked the experience so much that he started up his own save file to beat the game on his own. And then I kept making attempts to beat the game on my own, and my older brother beat the game in 2005, and it took me another 10 years to hone my skills as a gamer enough to be able to beat Super Mario World. I never claimed to be the best gamer in the world. I am shit. It took me almost 14 years to beat Super Mario World, but holy shit, it was such a great time during those 3 days with Rabbit and Josh playing the game for them on Skype through the SNES 9X emulator, getting 95 of the 96 exits, and then beating Bowser. We played so many fucking songs during the whole thing. I ironically beat Bowser to the tunes of Live and Learn from Sonic Adventure 2. That's a playthrough that I hold very near and dear to my heart. I think I got the 96th exit the next day, which was the Valley Ghost House. So, it was very gratifying for me to finally be able to beat that game. I think that's my proudest accomplishment in video games, is beating Super Mario World for the first time. And then I was able to use my knowledge of the game and my experience with it to help out another friend, Trip, play and beat the game for himself for the first time. That was last year. And that was a really fun playthrough to experience with him on his Twitch channel, which he was doing for me, for my birthday, because of the horrible stomach trouble that I was having at the time. And that was like a very nice gesture from him to do. So I could go on and on, just trying to recall various different things about Super Mario World that I absolutely love to death, because I do love this game to death. But yeah, I think that I'm gonna stop that for now, and just say that Super Mario World absolutely deserves its place as one of gaming's all-time classics. It is the best 2D platformer ever made. If you ask me, that's going to be my answer for it. And that's just why it's my favorite game. It's an absolute golden treasure of a game. And I think that just about sums it up. That and all the memories that I shared. The wonderful times with this game. And it all ties into that Christmas day back in the year 2001. And I'm so glad that I was able to do this for Christmas this year, with the fucking pandemic going on. And I know that there's been a lot of anti-Nintendo sentiment due to some actions that they've made during the process of me recording this commentary. But I hope that this and the other Let's Plays that I did for you this season were something of a break from things, like the pandemic or, drama or just anything that has been happening this year. I hope that this has given you something to look forward to and just be able to get your head away from that stuff and just enjoy yourself. That's what I hope that I was able to provide with this Let's Play marathon. And, I had a lot of fun doing this. I've got the skit compilation coming out later today, as well as a big plan tomorrow. So, there's still plenty of stuff ahead. But I have been rambling for so fucking long now, I need to wrap this whole thing up. So, the next time that I get into Mario for a Let's Play, it's going to be Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, another classic game that I love oh so much. But the next time that I do an LP in general, it's going to be Power Rangers Time Force for the Game Boy Advance. I hope to see you there, and I hope you liked the 2020 Holiday Let's Play Marathon. I have been Skull902, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day. During rough times, it can be easy to focus on the negative. But remember, there's always somebody who cares about you and your well-being, be it friends, lovers, family, or anyone else. Well said, my brother. Have a safe, happy holiday, everyone. Wait, aren't you dead? The game was reset, Luigi. You act like I'm not the star.